Hello there, everyone, and welcome to this hybrid division specialist group match between OrangeMamba in the blue on the Ethiopians versus WaterMullins in the green on the Gujaras. Now, I should know here, I am not much of a caster myself. I do hope my microphone volume is not too abysmal. I did test it out recently, and it should be okay, but I guess we will find out, and hopefully everything is all right. And I do apologize as well if I zoom in and sweep around a little too much. I just realized I am recording this for other people to watch. Normally when I watch just myself, I'm a bit of a maniac when it comes to zooming into things. In any case, I should talk a little bit about the game here. So, as I said, I'm not much of a caster, but I did see this sort of match recommended by OrangeMamba, who I'm familiar with. I have played some practice matches with, and I believe was around 900 or 1,000 ELO when TCC started, and is now about 1,200, similar as our green 1,200, 1,300-ish, same as our green fellow. So has come a long way, and I can't say I'm rooting for them because I want to be fair to WaterMullins, who I'm not familiar with. So, looking at the matchup here, we have Ethiopians versus Gujaras. Ethiopians, of course, known as a great archer civ. The Gujaras, they are typically thought of as camel civ, but they do also kind of have answers to pretty much everything. Between their better camels, they have their Shravamsa riders, which are good against archers in general because of their dodge ability. And, of course, they have their unique unit from the castle, that being the chakram thrower, is very good against infantry, especially spears, which you expect to see as a camel civ. So, things might get a little awkward for our blue player who wants to go for archers, but, of course, that is in the castle age where you get the Shravamsas. For now, WaterMullins will have to survive for just skirms. Now, this is a hybrid map, Pants or Bay, as the official name is. And as a hybrid map, you want to think about how much commitment am I going to give to the water, right? There's quite a lot of fish in here, so you probably want to use it. You don't want to ignore it completely. But you also don't want to overinvest, because at some point when you are fishing, this fish is going to run out, and you're going to have to transition to farms or fish traps. But fish traps are quite expensive at 100 wood, unless you are the Malay. So you don't want to overinvest, but you do want to at least do some fishing, maybe 3 or 4, and then maybe give up, right? You don't want to overinvest and then lose all your fishing ships and not win back water. Put you in a rough spot. You see here the Gujaras players looking for the Dockingville, but seems to have a bit of a just passing moment there. Oops. Oh, my bad. I did the classic mistake of clicking on one of these players' names. So we'll just have to scroll all the way back till we get. There we go. All right, I'll try and prevent myself from looking at touching that ever again. Anyway, we see OrangeMamba docking a little early, which is good. Fish are great. The fishing ships are pretty quick at making a return investment on food, which is, the same cannot be said for farms, which is why on a hybrid map it is so important to at least get some sort of fish water presence in general. But, we have our green player not too far behind, adding some docks themselves. So it'll say here, the blue player's ahead, but that's all just sort of fish. We have idle. TC is pretty close. Green player is starting to lag behind a little bit, but not a huge deal at this point. Right. So it'll be interesting to see what exactly these players go for, right? Whenever you are up against the Ethiopians, you want to expect archers, or at least think about could they be going archers, because the faster shooting archers and the bonus of 100 food, 100 gold is very good for an archer rush. Even on a map like this where it's a hybrid, it's pretty open here at the base. You can see wouldn't take too much for some archers to come around the back or come around the front and start doing some serious damage, especially with the Gujaras mill here with our geese. Makes themselves quite the target on their back. We do see OrangeMamba clicking up first, probably due to the fact that the fish were in first, so a little more food there. But we shouldn't see too much longer until green player's in. You see Goose coming out here to be sent to slaughter, to be sent up a little quicker, getting loom, and then we'll see click up shortly after. We do see a barracks from blue player, which assumes, or makes us think, they're going to go for something. Could be archers, could also be scouts. Or, of course, this could be just for spears, in case you're expecting a scout rush from your opponent. We got 3 on gold here for green. That's not that unusual, just in a hybrid in general, even if you're not going for a fast castle or archers because you want gold for your galleys or fires. On this kind of map, when it's this small, you really probably only want to go fire ships or fire galleys. If you go for galleys, you're going to have to do a lot of micro, and there's not really that much space. I don't think it's really worth the APM. So if you're going to go galleys, probably just don't do it on this map. Unless, I guess, you're an APM god, but probably not worth it. So let's see what we have. We see our green player is coming into scout. What is going on? See if there's going to be archers, going to be scouts. What's going to happen? Excuse me. Barrett going up for our green player. Could be a number of things, but the 2 docks means that they are almost certainly going to go for some aggression on the water. Of course, OrangeMamba was up to feudal first, which is big here because that means the fire galley for them is going to be out before green, which will spell trouble for our green player, but they do have 2 docks, so if they can, and it looks like they probably should have the res for 2 fire galleys, so they could get 2 out. They just have to be careful about losing all their fish here. And we do see the range. Unfortunately, our green player does not have their scout ready. Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. They might be able to spot this and then have a reaction. And indeed, they are already doing a sort of... I don't know if I call this really a blind counter, because you're kind of expecting, range from Ethiopians. Pretty typical, and it's not even that bad if you want to just make some archers yourself. We do see the nice... I actually forgot about this bonus entirely, but Jars can garrison their fishing ships inside of their dock. I guess it's a lot more spacious in there for other civs than for other civs. We do have 2 galleys for blue, which will mean that they have the advantage. But the fact that their fish are not being killed instantly is good, because if they manage to retake the water, then they don't have to remake one of those fishing ships. But for now, OrangeMamba has taken the lead on the water, and they're also... Well, they were pretty close to Castle Res, but it looks like they do want to send some archers out. And if the green player didn't know it was the Ethiopian archers, we're seeing them here for sure. And we do see some skirms as well coming out. We do have fleshing in for blue. No upgrades in for green. Ideally, you'd get the armor or fletching if you want to match the sort of archers. We see here, OrangeMamba making in some houses to wall them in. I would like to see, instead, just drop some houses back here in the back corner to block off. This is also fine, and probably what happened is, OrangeMamba is doing other stuff, just when it puts a house down. But if you had the time, it'd be a good idea to do that. It's a good spread here, so that if there's a demo ship, they can't get in. You still have, 3v2 here, so OrangeMamba should win. Oh, now it's a 3v3, and the blue ships are lower, so our Gujaras player should get an advantage here. Floating a lot of wood as well. This could be a number of farms. This could be a bunch of skirms. You could also just sell it at a market. We don't have one currently, but we'll see one in the near future. So probably what I would recommend here for blue, demo raft, I don't mind that. You see that your opponent is on 2 docks. We did some damage. We couldn't kill their ships, or their fishing ships, because they were garrisoned. Probably want to just give this up. I don't mind a demo raft, because you could send it into the fishing ships and get some kills. That would be good. Oh, or we could do that. The thing about a demo raft there is you need 2 to actually kill a full health galley, fire galley. But, okay, if you want to still contest it, that's not too bad. But as you can see, there's only 1 fish patch here. So it's actually not even that big a deal for blue at this point to just give up on water. You got a lot of food out of it. It's okay to just give up on that at this point. We do see some farms being added from green, also being housed. And we see our blue player moving out with some archers. They do have fletching, so they will be a danger. Walling up with this market, very nice. Like to see it. And looks like we'll probably be clicking up for Ethiopian soon. Green player is a little further behind on that front, but shouldn't take too much longer. And also if they drop in market, it shouldn't take that much longer for them to catch up as well. But we can see Green has taken over the water. And again, you know, I'm glad to see, you know, OrangeMamba doesn't commit any more resources there. Not really any point. The fish is almost done. These fishing ships are about to be idle. Unless we see some fishing traps. So the archers are coming in. We do have a couple of skirms, no upgrades, but they should still be okay against this. Or see some harassment on the wood line. Probably won't get any kills because this is nicely walled in and they can get out. Just one skirm at the moment. Oh, there we go, all four. So yeah, that should scare you off as the blue player, especially when you're going up soon. You don't want to lose these archers before they get their upgrades. And it is like an even number, even with the Ethiopian archer bonus. You don't really want to commit to that. See a forward range. So it looks like OrangeMamba wants to take the advantage. The fact that they have all this map control, drop a siege workshop, get a scorpion or some mangoes, kill all these skirms, and make a push. That's a good idea. You don't necessarily know that your opponent is later to Castle Age, but well, you'll soon see once you're up that they are indeed. I would like to see a few more farms floating a lot of wood. These berries are about to run out, but you know, maybe you want to see a TC. A TC would be nice here on the stone or on this gold. Unfortunately, no Saracen archers here, so it'll probably take a very long time to get through this market. We do have a nice stack of skirms here, also to defend. I would like to see just make a few more skirms. You have the res for it, and you may as well because you know the opponent is on a lot of archers. Blue player does get a pick here, and we do see some walling. Yep, should be safe, even if blue comes around. Yep, we see the siege workshop here, and we'll see some mangoes or scorpions. You see, looks like thumb ring before bodkin. Now, I'm not an expert, but I do believe normally you do actually want bodkin first. So you want extra range, especially against feudal skirms, which can't have bodkin. It's a pretty big deal. Thumb ring is not bad, but it is quite expensive, and these units already shoot quite fast. So we probably want to get bodkin first, but not a big deal. You still have some nice archers. You cleared up the skirms. For green, I would like to see still just make some more skirms. You're going to want them. Schrumpsarita, not a bad idea either. I do apologize as a filthy American for probably butchering a lot of these pronunciations, but I am trying my best. I am open to if people can tell me how to say things correctly, and I will do my best. But these riders should do pretty well against any type of archers because their dogs are quite quick. You know, even against a mango, you could see them eat a big mango shot, and that would be very unfortunate for OrangeMamba. So we're getting a lot of pressure from WaterMullins here. Probably want to see, with this many archers and also a mango, these are good. Seeing some cavalry, you probably want to either commit more, get some bloodlines, get your second armor, or drop a siege workshop of your own. Your own siege would do great here. You know, mango versus this. We see a scorpion, for example. And OrangeMamba sees this flag here. Not sure, you know, how many are in here, but I like this. You're preemptively getting yourself some pikemen. Ethiopians getting the upgrade automatically, so they don't even need to research that. Second TC, this is good because we know we're under pressure, so it's, you know, we assume that the blue player is getting a lot. Oh, here we go. Come in and see how this fight goes. And yep, the riders should do pretty well. They are missing the second armor here. We do have not doing too bad for themselves. Probably want to see if you can get the mango and then get out. But they've killed a lot of the archer mass here, which is can we go in for? That is unfortunate. But not bad. Pushed the opponent back, or we're going back in. Let's see if we can get the snipe on that. And there we go. I'm not sure if that was worth it because now you've lost all of your army, but I do appreciate that's probably the kind of move I would also make. Spear coming in, doing some damage. And yeah, I mean, you know, we do want the second TC because we know our opponent is going for aggression. So we want to try and get some eco to get our advantage. And we think, you know, if we defend against our opponent, we should be able to push them back. But unfortunately, we do see a second TC for blue. But yeah, I mean, you are producing out of both. You will need some few more farms, but eco's going to be a little more strained if you go for the aggression. You do see skirms again. Looks like we have a bleed skirm going to produce skirms, which is not a bad idea. I would probably like to see another range here in the back, a little more defended, having pressure on them. Unfortunately, green does not have any stone accessible to them because it's blocked off right here, which is very unfortunate, because a defensive castle would be very nice. And you see the second cavalry armor come in, that's very nice. You can see green still has a eco lead here, which is very good for them to keep the TC producing even under all of this pressure. It looks like they're going to have about 6 or 7 riders. Should still be able to do well against this, especially with their skirm support. I still think a siege workshop would be great here. You see a monastery, presumably to convert some of these riders. Should be not a bad idea. They are faster than knights, so I'm not sure how well that will do. Here they're coming in. We don't have bloodlines either. Very well. Probably wanted to have both the riders and the skirms out at the same time to have something of a coordinated effort. But the mango is by itself. Let's see if we can get a snipe off on it. And unfortunately, still really big ball of archers here. So green's doing a good job of trying to, you know, slow this push down and keep himself safe. But unfortunately, just, you know, it's a pretty strong army at this point. You need quite a big mass. Okay, yeah, you do see the workshop at this point. Very nice to see it. Yeah, this TC will most definitely go down. Not really much to stop us at this point, though. We will see a mango from here. And some more units coming in. See if we can get sniped. Very good. And the skirms do pretty well. They're missing the second armor and Bogdan, but not too bad. Classic forward TC at 30 minutes. That's a great build. Also, still their stone feels really bad for our Gujara's player here. They have 17 on gold. Looks like they're going to be Saracen build. And really another big problem for green here is that they are really trapped in this corner. We do see 2 wheels sneaking out. I'm not sure if that's going to be for an expansion or maybe something else aggressive, but they are under a lot of heat. Meanwhile, blue is pretty safe. I would like to see some farms out of here, but, you know, committing to this push is also not a bad idea. And yeah, with this many numbers, it's kind of hard for WaterMullins to really push back. Quite a few units, really. Ideally, like I said, you know, mangonels. Ronferat is still missing bloodlines. Usually they get. They also get husbandry, which would be nice. Especially if we can close the distance a little quicker. Rebuilding the TC. And we do see a sneak TC over here. I like that a lot. WaterMullins thinking, you know, this area keeps getting pushed back. I need a different area. And see if this TC shouldn't get denied. Should be safe. If they don't die first. Yep. And if we had a mangonel right here, we could just flat ball the mangonel. Yeah, okay, good. I'm not sure if it's going to come in time, but I guess we are about to find out. And we do lose some of the TC fire, but not actually that bad because we do have a pretty close range. We keep producing. Go, let's see. Oh, very nice. That's a great shot. And the converted rider is very angry with very angry with their former masters and is turning back on them. Let's see how this. We have this TC. It'll take a while to really kick in, but it's not a bad idea. I do like it. And this TC I think was mainly just to secure this stone, which is not a bad idea either. With this much army at this point, it is going to be really difficult for Green to push it back, especially without the ability to get castle. But these two mangas are alone, so these riders should be able to get. Yeah, get a kill. Let me get the other one. And yeah, not quite. We do have a mangonel of our own. And let's see how the micro goes. Oh, trade, which is not good for Green. We now have a pretty big eco lead. Looks like probably going to be a forward castle for OrangeMamba to seal the deal. These farms are going to be a little annoying. You can claim them with your own bills if you just right-click and then delete them. This TC is under a lot of pressure. You are losing to archers to the TC, which is not great, but we still have so many that it's probably okay. We do see, clearing out the farms to make some space. The best way. It's a little awkward, but just grab some of your bills and or just do that. That's also good. That is very gutsy, but we did lose. We still have more archers. With the mango, you could push this back at Green. Let's see this. That mango goes down. Yeah, it's looking pretty rough. We have 4 army for Green and 14 for Blue. I think when this castle goes up, that'll kind of be it. We do have this backup expansion, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough for WaterMullins to come back. Ranging both TCs, great castle. As T-Time would say, ask your opponent to believe us. Maybe you can actually do a little more forward. Yeah, honestly, probably destroy this siege workshop first, then you can, that would be really nice between both. In any case, Green is continuing under a lot of pressure. We see a huge migration here towards the sneak TC. Unfortunately, OrangeMamba did spot that. We did see, looks like a little bit of a raid for Green, which is very nice, but I think it is not going to be quite enough for our Gurjara's player here. And another snipe on the mango. Yep, very nice. Will go down. You see another. They did get some bills escape to end building a new TC. At this point, if you want to get back in as WaterMullins, you probably need to raid your enemy. I mean, there's like no army back here because all of the army is forward. We do have 6 Shravanders, so they could go forward. They're currently embroiled in conflict here. Down. This TC is up, but it is now 51 eco to 105. We do see what's nice is that these fishing ships are working. They are untouched, building fishing traps. Normally, the advice is to have them right next to the dock so that they collect much quicker, but this may be here to protect them from archers, which is also a pretty good idea. I'm not sure if it's. I guess it is probably worth it for them to not die, as opposed to collect faster. And we do see the another forward TC to claim all of these farms. Grizzlies are going to go for the bill rush. Unfortunately, they are not the Spanish, so their bills are probably not strong enough to take this. And the bills are going to go down. And Blue does know about this TC. And it's going to send some archers that way. I would check to see if OrangeMamba could see this, but unfortunately, I only have I have to hold one hand with my mic in my face, otherwise it won't pick up my voice. So I just have to imagine what. Actually, no, I'm stuck on Blue, so I can see. So yeah, it looks like they don't know about this one, but they do know about this one. So eventually they will, look around and find them. Yeah, see, so if, the one way I could see things changing for Green here is if we had some army to raid this. I mean, look at all this. This is 24 vills completely unprotected. Because OrangeMamba has always been on the other side of the map. But it would be very hard to do that. And we see the GG is called. So GG for blue OrangeMamba here, creating 82 crossbows, Ethiopian Classic. And we do see 45 Shravamsha Riders from green. So, yeah, I mean, this was a pretty tricky one. OrangeMamba played it very well to be quite aggressive. You see, they had kind of took the map control advantage with some forward archers, put some pressure on green, and then with a forward siege workshop was able to keep up the pressure, and then green was just kind of put in a very bad spot in the corner and was unable to really get out. And especially denying this stone was really bad for green, because the one way, you know, that green would be able to stop a castle age push is a castle of their own, but they had no stone. So we see, you know, good for green to get the water control, but blue got the fish that they wanted and then got out. So, you know, hard to say what could have been done better. I think probably green just needed to make more skirms earlier, probably needed a workshop earlier, needed, you know, bloodlines husbandry on your Shravamsha Riders, needed the armor earlier. But, you know, of course, hard to really say. Blue did quite well to keep the pressure on, and it's hard to think when you have always so much aggression. And again, I think you know, some raids at some point with your riders just back here while you're trying to keep the blue player from pushing in would have done wonders, because, you know, OrangeMamba kept sending their army forward, right? Like, all of this is exposed. There's not even a castle back here. So, you know, if you got some raids here, maybe somehow if you got out and got some stone and dropped a castle around here, you could have done something, but hard to say. Anyway, on to game 2. Hello everyone, and welcome to game 2 of this group stage match. We have here Shoals again in the blue, OrangeMamba with Hindustanis, and in the green, WaterMullins with the Persians on Shoals. It's another hybrid map. You know, again, hybrid maps pretty important to get some level of water presence just to get the fish at least early, and then you want to think about how much you really want to commit. There's a little more space on this one than on Bay/Pants, so, you know, some form of galleys is not as bad. Not a bad idea. I'm not sure how this is played at a higher level, but, you know, galleys is not a terrible option here, unlike on the previous one. So the big deal about this one, which I learned in one of my practice matches, is these gold, well, they're not really pits, they're like gold mangroves covered in crocodiles. Really important to get secure those, because you have, you know, gold pile here, but eventually that will run out. So you need to make sure to get these two sections secured at some point, or you will be in trouble. Even if you've taken the water, again, this is why this is a hybrid map and not a water map. You need to make sure you take control of these at some point if the game goes long enough, because even if you get the water presence here, if you run out of gold, then you're going to be in trouble. And I say this from experience. This did happen to me. So we'll see how the players choose to play it out. We see Hindustanis versus Persians. Hindustanis is a very good civ in general. Strong camel civ, but they are, you know, they have some good options such as hand cannoneers and others for the late game. Persians, another great hybrid civ with the extra work rate, or the improved work rate, I should say, of their docks and of their TC as well. So generally have a pretty good eco up on their opponent, but the Hindustanis do have cheaper vills, so that will help as well. I don't know exactly how one balances out the other. The one advantage of the discount for the Hindustanis is you don't necessarily have to worry about keeping up on your food, because you produce vills faster as the Persians. You do have to make sure you have enough food to keep producing. Otherwise, you know, if you have an idle TC, you're basically losing out on your bonus. So we'll see how that works out. CA Vil almost died, just barely surviving, but is, you know, doesn't get a break. You have to get back to work even if you're almost close to death. That's just how it goes. We see a dock probably coming up soon for blue, and a dock is already being built for Persian player. Now, a nice thing on this is you do have this tower, the sea tower, which does protect your initial fish Unfortunately, just one patch here. Yeah, one patch here. One just barely out of reach. So this is nice for if you lose on water, like you lose the military presence, you still are protected in a sense because your dock cannot be killed as easily. You already have this tower up to protect you. We see some pushing with deer, classic. Scouting with water buffalo, very nice. And we have 6 on wood, 7 on wood. Standard hybrid things. Fish coming out for green, and one is almost out for blue.
Sorry.
Salam.
And we do see, we already have a slight sort of Vil lead for green. I believe that's the Persian TC at work. I don't know the math on that at all. I believe it's 25 seconds normally for a Vil. I don't know how much faster it is for the Persian player, but at some rate anyway. Blocking off this choke here is very nice. You can definitely want to make sure to block off these chokes, especially your gold, because gold is much more scarce. This one is quite far away, so you probably don't want to worry about that. This one is further away as well, but it's probably a little more accessible, especially since you already walled off here. See how it is for OrangeMamba. Yeah, you got this one. This is kind of atrocious. It's like hidden behind the trees. This one's not too bad, but, again, that's another thing you have to consider with this map. We do have a backstone for OrangeMamba, which is very nice. You sort of have a backstone here for WaterMullins. Hopefully we don't see WaterMullins denied of stone once more. That would be very unfortunate. 2 docks already up for blue. Still just 1 for green. Res difference is still pretty even. We do have an eco lead for green player again. That is the Persian eco going at work. So whenever you're up against the Persians, you do want to think about hitting them at some point with some level of aggression to slow down their eco, because, in general, if you just leave them completely untouched, they'll probably have a better eco than you, and you'll be in trouble. The one thing in this matchup, of course, versus a camel civ, usually you want to think about, their night line, especially good versus archers with the Civar upgrade later. But, blue has going to have great camels here, so it's not an ideal choice. And we do see the gold grab here. This is pretty terrible. If I had small trees on, it probably wouldn't be as bad, but this is better for the cinematic experience, if you ask me. Not for playing, but for viewing, I think it is. And we see blue just passing under the TC. Very fine. Nothing to see here. Up at feudal at about the same time. We do see galleys produced for green, and I think one is coming in. Yeah, one's coming in over here for blue. I personally hate having to create galleys because it's on the second page of the dock. I usually end up clicking it, which is not a good idea, but I don't want to have to find the hotkey for changing the page and then clicking on it. We'll see if these players suffer from that too. We do see only 2 on gold for our Persian player. What is that? Oh, very nice. Interesting. So you're taking early hold of this position, which is a pretty good idea. Of course, you don't need to do that just yet, but this is good to set up for later. We'll see if that comes into play. And green coming in with a fire galley is doing some damage. We do have a fire galley coming back for OrangeMamba to deal with that. They'll be about even. This one is isolated, so even though there's another one coming in, blue should have the advantage, especially with some early damage. Yeah, you want to pull back, repair that ideally, send another one, start producing another one as well. At the 2 docks, if OrangeMamba can keep up production, we assume they will do better. And we are floating wood for green. Oh yeah, okay, there we do see the second dock, very nice. But now it's 3 versus 1, you don't really want to take that fight. But the nice thing, again, about this map, you have this tower, so, and here we go, great. You pull back the fire galley, repair it, keep it under the watchtower, and you have some nice protection. It even shoots 3 arrows. Very great. There's 3 whole people who have to sit here for the whole game. And, yeah, I mean, this one's quite low, you have to be careful of that. But, yeah, should be fine. So we see some damage to a green, but, not hit that badly. cloaking quite a lot of wood. It could keep producing. Could make more fishing ships here. Still have this fish. But also you do want to try and keep up the... oh, and we do see galleys coming in now for blue. Ideally, if you're going to go all in on galleys, you probably want to go for fletching. But probably want to get the galleys out. Well, actually, you could presumably probably go for the fletching. It's actually not too bad anyway, just for the tower at some point. Again, we see blue can stay pretty safe. Pull back to this tower. This one's quite low. And I mean, they have the galley for support, which is nice, but numbers advantage is there for OrangeMamba, and these galleys are getting pretty low. These fire galleys are getting pretty low.
Almost.
A nice seaside manor here, by the looks. Oh, two. Hopefully they do not see the ravages of war later. See our market now coming up for green, maybe thinking about Castle Age, and OrangeMamba may also be thinking about Castle Age in the near future. Oh, we do see OrangeMamba thinking about this gold section over here and thinking, oh, I want to get a piece of that. And this is kind of interesting. I think these are... no, okay. I was going to say they're 2 auto scouts, but the map isn't full explored, so that can't be the case. We see Demo Raft out nice for... ooh, a nice hit on the fire galley, and that one goes down. And this dock, unfortunately, does not have the watchtower, or excuse me, the sea tower, so it cannot be protected. So blue coming in doesn't know that green is here. Taking a fight here. I think this is probably, yeah, this is probably better for blue, or sorry, green. Or no, yes. Oh, unless these two go down, and we do have the home advantage, so you can defend these or repair these rather. And okay, I mean, so now green has the water advantage here. But do see blue taking this. So we'll see if this comes into effect later. See how this plays out in the future. Ideally, you want to see if you can place a castle around here somewhere. I'm not sure if you can without mining out one of these gold sections. But that would be very nice to secure the area. Do you see these fires being repaired? And both up the castle at a similar time. This fire galley is going to die to the sea tower without getting a kill. That's unfortunate. I feel like demos would be very nice here, actually, because both against the enemy fires and the fishing ships are usually going to be... looks like they're going to be in a pretty similar area. But green has stopped producing fires. Barracks coming up. I presume this will probably be for stables. And we do see, yep, barracks coming up for green. Probably going to be, probably stables. Could be archers. Depends. I mean, you know, even though you're going against a camel sieve, you can still get some knights out, especially just to do some damage, especially on an exposed area like this, or, you know, like this, for example. Oh, we do see green just passing to the stone. Ah, interesting. Okay, spotted blue. He's putting up a, oh, doesn't quite get the quick wall in. You can real fight this. The tower should be up. Yeah, your tower's gonna go up. No murder holes. Not, fortunately, not the tubes. It should still go up. We don't have fletching or anything. But it is better than no towers. OrangeMamba has. We do kick blue out. Probably, you know, probably good for blue. Don't really want to spend too much attacking this. You could consider, you know, building a siege workshop and fighting for this. Or you could just go over here, since you don't know if that's contested or not. Lone villager in the wrong neighborhood is going to be killed for it. Oh, I see a TC on the stone. Again, another classic. OrangeMamba likes to take away the stone from WaterMullins with a TC. And another TC for green here. Very interesting. Well, interesting. Very interesting. Either of these would be great to have a siege workshop to fight against the other one. We see... don't see any, like, army upgrades for either player. camels are going to start to come out for blue. We have a pretty big navy about to be upgraded too with the war galley and even careening, so it gives them the extra pierce armor. And green does not really have anything to stop this. I'm not sure if this can fight against the tower, but it can definitely kill off green's navy. Let's see how this fares. Yeah, it looks like it should be okay with the castle age ships. So that's not going to be good for green. We do have a farm eco though, so it's not too bad. Oh, we do see a castle. Now we don't even need a siege workshop. We just drop a castle. And we do see armor for green as well. Again, you know, even though you're going against camels in even numbers with even upgrades, you still probably do okay. I'm not sure against the Hindustani camels. I believe attack faster, if I'm not mistaken. I know attack faster do extra bonus damage. I don't remember which one. To me, all the dedicated camel civs are new civs, so I don't really know them super well. Anyway, castle does go up, denies blue. Not good for blue. See if you might want to think about an expansion. Maybe try the other gold area. Yeah, I mean, these should do okay, even against camels, although it's not great. I mean, you want to have bloodlines, you want to have the second armor. But it's an okay trade. Could be worse. We see, yeah, monks. You wouldn't want to get some monks for green. Either monks or spears against all of these camels will do great wonders for you. Or also archers if you really want to. Although that's maybe not a great choice here at this point. You might consider going archers as the Persians if you're going galleys, but your water is about dead at this point, so probably just stick to cavalry units. Cavalry units with monks and maybe some pikes. Or camels of your own is not a terrible idea. Your camels aren't going to necessarily be able to keep up, but maybe if you have a better economy, you can make more, and then you should be fine. So the 2v1, you know, more units does beat less units. Little scuffle here. Some nice micro, but not quite going to be good enough. Yeah, we see one camel, we see 3 knights. I think WaterMullins is kind of thinking about what to do here. I think if you're going to keep seeing camels, make some monasteries. You could pick up this relic. That'd be nice too. See a third TC. Great. This is expand your eco. Very good. You see 23 on food for green. Even, you know, losing the water, but you have all this farm eco is very nice. Great way to adapt. You have to keep that in mind on a hybrid map. Unless you are going to go water trapping, you will need to add farms at some point once the fish runs out. And we do see just that for blue. It's a little cramped in here, but not too bad. See a couple more knights coming in. Hard to really get much damage, especially with these camels camping this area. And we do see a monk as well. Oops. See a monk as well, which is hiding. Has a sacred relic and does not want to lose it. We do see some nice Vil kills though, so it's not all that bad for green, even though they keep losing their army. With this nice forward position, it's not like, you know, blue can really push this without being an imp. I would really like to see blue think about, you know, at least scout over here. Let's see. Oh, they haven't really. That's kind of funny. I think they went around to look around, but they don't know what's happening over here. I'd really like to see them at least look over here to see if you can expand. I do like the forward dock as well. Make sure, you know, that your enemy does not get back on water. And at some point, if you get up to imp, this could be cannons. I think they can get cannons, I presume. They don't get dromans. Yeah. So, you know, if you get up to imp as the Hindustanis, you can get cannon gallons and start putting pressure on all these buildings on the shoreline. But yeah, again, you know, for now, we have our green player has extra gold secure. We don't have extra gold. This is about to run out. We do still have lots of stone. We do also have a relic, which is very nice. But again, we really want to think about, okay, long term, we want to get some gold. On this map, this is where all the gold is. This one is not really an option for us unless we're an imp to push back. So we want to think about grabbing this. But the relics are also good. I believe... Yeah, so that one probably not really an option for you. Consider doing this one. Housing up, very nice. 32 on food there, another TC. And it's a little, I mean, it's great for your villas to have housing right next to their workplace, but I would. I mean, I also like it on stone, but really, I would like it here on this stone, or at least away from the houses, or do something. Like, you're really making it cramped here. It's not really. I feel like it's probably violating some OSHA rules there. Oh, but we do see blue going for the relics. Like to see it. Drop the 11 from green. Not sure what that's about. Maybe it's about this housing situation. I'm not sure. Oh, we just do a nice clump of blue camels. We're missing the second armor. We do have bloodlines. Do you also have? Do you have? Yeah, we do have husbandry. Very good. So we really want to see the second armor because, they're not great under TC fire or castle fire, right? So we want extra armor to protect them. We do see green.
Salam.
Quick walling up to defend this. Blue just stopped. Suddenly the camels got tired. And this should be blocked off. It would take a very long time for these camels to get through. Okay, great. We do see a TC come here for OrangeMamba. Love to see it. Fighting off Crocs. It's a really big thing. It's a pretty small crocodile, actually. I think they're a little larger than that. Again, green. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is interesting. We see the crossbow switch, which I don't mind. At some point, probably want to get Commander on, so you don't spend gold. You have so much gold at this point, it's not a big deal, but a long term, you probably want to think of that. Oh, there was a hole, unfortunately, for green, and the camels are in, and they're going to do some serious damage. We do have the eco lead for green, but this could quickly change that. We don't have any army here. We don't even have any production. We just have this. Some monks could change things. A couple of spears could come out, but we are very unprepared for attack on this side. So very good for blue to get that flank. On the other side, though, we do see green doing some damage. And this is good for the green player, right? The Persian player. Keeping our eco lead, doing damage. Looks like kind of an equal trade, though. More or less. These camels will eventually get cleaned up due to TC fire, and these archers will at some point get killed, but for now it's putting a lot of pressure. We're seeing a mango come in. That should take care of things. These camels really don't like the beachside housing. Imp is in for green, which is trouble. That is definitely trouble for OrangeMamba, because we can start seeing trebs, which can push into the enemy settlement. And these camels are going to keep causing trouble. Good job from blue to keep these active. I would really like to see, just a monk or two would do a lot of work for you to convert some of these. Same way as it would for a knight. You see the blue player now has secured the other side, so gold will not be an issue for them. Back TC. It's not really on an extra res, but this is probably for protection. You get the wood. I mean, it's good for the farms. Not a bad idea. Hopefully these get ungarrisoned. I think we're focused over here at the moment. Yeah, I think we're focused here on the moment. So for this, I run into this all the time. You can, if you have your select all TC and then just do the back to work hotkey, that'll send them back. For now, they are quite exhausted when they break. Chemistry is in for green. And let's see, yep, okay, back to work. We are very little on wood. Hopefully we will rectify that soon, I think. With this combat, we just didn't have much time to worry about the eco management. You see bomb guard cannons as well coming in for green. Let's see, where are those? Oh, they're being produced. All right. We do have a trap going forward. Hopefully we have a little more armor. We do see hand cannoneers. It's a bit of a strange choice. I mean, I see, we have range. We want to build something else, that's fine, but we don't see any infantry out for blue, so I'm not sure if these crossbows probably do fine. I'm not sure if they're, since you don't have Arbalest, you don't have Bracer, maybe not sure. Nice snipe with the bombard cannon there. Very cramped, getting very cramped for blue here, but it's actually not too bad if you lose this, because you have this expansion over here. You have all this quite safe. You might want to think about building a castle around here somewhere for your own trebs and just for protection. And also, your own bombard cannons. Yeah, you want to start making those. Well, this is quite forward. You might have to build another siege. Back. And we have this forward army from green. Is going to be hard for blue to stop with their current army. Quite a lot of camels, but this amount of crossbows should be okay. I assume for OrangeMamba the eventual plan, get chemistry, get cannon medallion, and do some damage here. That's a great way to use your water. Oh, he's yeah, some fires, lots of those cannons. Some fires fighting the fire, or the crossbows. Very nice. Ooh, very nice water hybrid action. You do see this same hole. I believe after all that action, Green forgot about the hole. That's a very relatable issue. But we do see Castle coming up to defend things. Now, as the Hindustani player, you could just spam more camels. You could go for your own hand cannoneers, which should be better. The unique tech that gives them more range. You could also go for skirms. I guess that's not a bad idea. I'm not super familiar with the Hindustanis. I don't think I've ever played them actually, so I'm not really one to consult. But we do see another camel raid. It's good to send more in. I think this should be stopped here. It's denying the stone, but it should be stopped by this castle. And Green's coming in, but is stopped by this castle. Hopefully you pull back. Ooh, that's unfortunate loss. But if you hold this position, you can destroy this castle. There's no army from OrangeMamba to defend. There's a lot of camels. You could actually probably just run through this castle, to be honest. Do some damage over here. We have, looks like, we get Commander off. Commander's coming in for those crossbows. You have a lot of wood, so not a bad idea. Housing crisis will come in for a green player pretty soon. Blue is being pushed in. A lot going on. Honestly, as blue, you have this many camels. It's okay if you lose some. Just toss them into your enemy's eco. Do some damage. See, chemistry is just coming in for blue, so you could see some cannon down. Could see some bomb guard cannons. Could see some hand cannons. Oh yeah, great. Here we go. So OrangeMamba is indeed saying, I have all those camels. We're gonna lose some. That's fine. Just do some damage to the Persian player. Good idea. Putting there's a lot of idle time, a lot of damage. It's a good thing to do once you have a big push on your side. You want to think about, okay, well at least I can push on their side to keep pressure on them. Heavy camel rider coming in, and presumably Imperial camel will come in soon after. It is a pretty big army. Let's see how this goes. And we're going in for the bombard cannons. Good idea. Look at the conversion. Let's see. None of the cannons go down. That is unfortunate for OrangeMamba. These camels coming around, going to look for some damage. I think it's pretty defended here, so I don't think they will. Yeah, and again, this is an awkward spot where you're kind of between the production buildings, so they keep streaming in. Probably want to just gather a mass in the back and get them ready. It's a pretty big, dangerous push, but we do see blue going in, doing some damage. I like to see this when you're under that much heat. Put some damage on their side. Another TC down. Now this castle is really the only defense OrangeMamba has for all of these hills are going to be unalive. Good repairs. These are very expensive to go in. They're a little far forward. I would like to see us pull our other military units to defend. But blue still be very annoying with this. We don't have any armor back home for green to defend this. And, even though this looks pretty bad for blue, but we still have all of this eco, which is great. I honestly think a couple cannon guns would be great here. Do some damage here on this eco. This is repeatedly not really had any army to defend. Another forward castle to fortify this position. And we do see a lot of camels coming in there. Let's see if they can do some damage. The bombard cannons are out of position. So I think they're gonna die here. This is a very expensive loss. You don't really want to lose. You do have a lot of res, but your eco has been idle a lot, so you don't lose it. I say one might be safe. This castle's not going up. Oh, looks like this push might actually stop here. With the we don't have Imperial almost full upgrades. I mean, this is good for blue. They cut a lot of the siege, cut a lot of the units. Green is still in it though. Honestly, I wonder if you could make some blue mobs here as blue. They have pretty high pierce armor, although it's probably not actually done because I can't get honestly, 4 cam is not a bad idea. You can make your own hand cannons, maybe even just make some skirms. Your own bonfire cannons would be good too, for either sniping the enemy cannons, the enemy trebs. You see, yeah, these 2 bomber cannons, I think, probably just got forgot about in the heat of the moment. Blue is expanding, like to see it under all this pressure. And this push will probably go through, but it is being slowed down, which is good for OrangeMamba to save time. Again, would really like to see a cannon galleon. I think that would do wonders here. This Trev is a little lost, but should be fine. Hey, here we go. So this cannon should be able to do a lot of damage. See, will it snipe the Trev behind it? I think. Yeah, it looks like it will kill this Trev. These are not super valuable at this point, so not bad to kill them all. We do have a lot of forward production. Love to see that in green. Keep the pressure up. I think, still, at green, all of these rangers are great. You keep seeing, like, you see the player keeps making cannons. So really, make some spears. Keeping it out. So, that's a great way. They don't really have. If you make Alps, they would have to make hand cannoneer, which means another tech switch for them. They're not really spec'd into that. So just make some spears, and this cannon will give you a lot less trouble. But I honestly don't mind committing to this item. Some nice hits of the cannon. Another castle to defend this position. I don't mind that. I mean, yeah, I like this push. I might think, if you're green, like, you think, okay, this push keeps getting slowed down. We're making progress, but it's slow. Maybe I can get some damage somewhere else. That blue keeps coming through this section. So maybe a good idea to, see if you can hit them from another side. Especially because, well, if you know this map, right, like all the gold after the initial piles is either on this side or this side. Blue has not stopped making gold units, so you have to imagine probably have this section locked down. And now another TC. Might see a castle as well to defend. This would be really good, but it is exposed, right? Like there's no army over here because it's all over here. So you could see green come in with, well, anything really. Some bomber cannons, some archers, whatever, just to do some damage. Could even drop a forward castle. Anyway, bomber cannons been a little too far forward. But, these are good, right? Snipe the enemy cannons, snipe the enemy siege, snipe the prep, and that's a lot of camels now. I think this will probably be enough. Still missing an armor, still missing an attack, but I guess it's pretty even. This is still good, though, for blue. It's good for blue. They have the eco lead, so the longer you can slow down the enemy push, the better. And the more they lose steam, the better chance you have of catching up just by the matter of having more eco. You actually don't have the score advantage. Wow, that's crazy. I don't think blue is as behind as it seems it looks like here. I think WaterMullins has a lot of kills, and that's why the score is so high. Yeah, it's like double military value. But blue's certainly not giving up. Yeah, now we have a castle here to secure this position. But, green still, you still could make some cannons. Do some damage over here. All the army is focused over here to stop this push. This castle will go down. So although it keeps being slowed down, green will keep pushing in. Let's see. We're not running out of gold, but we do not have enough eco here to gather for green. I think a lot of attention has been spent keeping this push going, which is good, but we really need some eco on the gold here. We still want the gold for our siege, from our hand cannons. We keep making them. But we do see Hussar, though. Those are going to be great for raiding. We'd love to see them go over here, but you could also go for kill these skills because the castle is down. See, we see some nice shots for blue. Oh yeah, that's a nice shot. All these relics are nice for blue. I really hope to see, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure you really have time to think about that with all of this army in your face. And yeah, now without the castle, we're going to see Green's army push into the vills. And you can see what they again, you know, because of how much Blue has delayed this push, it's not that bad for them because they have all of this. All of this could make more production buildings. Even. And these camels, you know, the hussars are great for this, but the camels are also going to be good at killing them. So, it's not that bad. It's still a really big army mass for Green. Good for them to keep pushing. You know, they have 70 army here against 25. Either player, you know, again, Blue could come again, raid, has been loving raiding this side. Green could do the same, but also, you know, keeping up this push is not a bad idea. And we do see a couple of Blue Trebs. These are a little lost. They don't know how to get up past walls. They unfortunately cannot climb. But they are looking to do some damage. We're seeing a lot of damage from Green. A lot of damage on the Blue player. All these relics lost. It is quite unfortunate, but there's still a decent amount of gold. Eventually it will run out, but it's still a good amount. Let's see. Okay, the Trebs are coming forward. I think this is still a hole. I don't think that guy ever got patched. And there's actually not even any production buildings for Green here, so you can't even really make anything unless you're making like an elephant to defend that. I mean, the score looks so bad for OrangeMamba here, but it's actually not nearly as bad as it seems there. Because as you can see, Blue still has an eco lead. And yeah, these Trebs are coming in here. Back home, even though this push keeps getting, keeps coming forward slowly. Now Green's getting pushed in. Blue's coming in to take down. They do not like their livelihood being threatened. And this camel's getting cleaned up, but that is more time for OrangeMamba. We see a castle. This will defend these Trebs. They should actually be fine. I was going to say they're going to get killed for the castle. There's a lot to focus on for these players. This is, I would not, yeah, this is definitely, you know, at this point of the game, you're so late, there's so much to focus on. I would be making a lot of horrible mistakes. You know, no flame on any of these mistakes. I think the castle will actually come up before one of the Trebs. And these vills are all going to die. This thing should be able to kill this last Treb. Are their lives worth it? Is a real question we have to ask. Probably not. Is behind an eco. But it's hard to know that. It's kind of impossible to know. Still a huge crossbow mass here. You don't have any vills. I was going to say but we don't really have any vills. Yeah, Hussars raiding for Green. Camels raiding for Blue. Seems to repeatedly happen. Again, you know, you still see camels really just, you know, make some halbs. Make some spears. Upgrade in the halbs. Oh. Let's see if, okay. They were pretty spread out, so it wasn't that bad. And I believe, you know, hand cannons should be a little better against onagers than crossbows because of high attack. Yeah, that's actually pretty good here. And this one will go down. But in the meantime, Blue's push is gonna, you know, keep catching up to Green here. Again, we have no production buildings here. They're not really set up to defend. We do have the two castles, but now we have a forward castle that can make Trebs, and we could even make a forward sea workshop. You see that we have, this is kind of like a clock. You know, Green is being pushed around here over to this corner. Blue's getting pushed out from their original base to here. Crazy game so far. He's gonna go down. This again still probably favors the Blue player. Great job to keep making vills. You can see the eco idle time for Green, even though they are the Persians. They have lost a lot of vills and haven't always made them back. You know, at this late stage of the game, you don't want to make too many vills, right? You don't have space for army, and that's great for Green. Had so much army. But if you keep losing all those armies, you want to have the eco to replace it. So if you keep losing vills, you just want to spend that back into making more vills. or spend that back. That's not right at all. Rather, you just wanna make the vills back that you lost. Right. Now, unfortunate thing for green is that we lost a lot of farming eco here, so we're gonna have to set that up back here if we want to make more vills to replace all the ones that we lost. Kind of green, just kind of sitting here, not doing much. I would love to see this army come forward, and I think that is what's happening. You see, blue did a great job to push here because it kept green distracted from this push. Green could come through and just push with his army and kill all of this right now because the army is over here for OrangeMamba. But WaterMullins, I think, was definitely distracted by this attack, and had to get all their vills out. Reseed all these farms. Relocate everything. Would love to see some production buildings here, right? We have a lot of production buildings over here to have our push, but now we're gonna need some to defend against these camels. You see, look how many camels. Just make some house. Look, we even have the second attack upgrade. We just need the infantry armor down. Blue coming in. Great job for blue to keep going in for the siege. And we do see green in position this time to defend. We should be fine. And this is still a really menacing push for green. Look at this, is like 60, 69 crossbows. Two of them are thinking about deserting, but the rest are in action over here. And this is a really big push from blue. I mean, you kind of have to respect this as green. Either you have to really commit to this push and just try and kill blue to have a sort of base trade, or you need to get some production up yourself to defend this, because as is, this many camels, this many troops can just come through and kill everything you have. And we do see, it looks like green is going to go for the approach of just kill them. I'm not sure who I would favor here in this case. We do see green nice using up this space. Love to see a monastery get these relics, but there is a lot of stuff to pay attention to, so I wouldn't blame you. Some farms being eradicated, and this push is doing a lot of damage. We have all these camels. Okay, they are imperial now. So they're pretty threatening. 160 HP, that's a lot. Should still probably die. Oh, we do have an onager though coming in for it's a decent shot. Good for green to keep the spread formation. Oh, we're kind of diving a little too far forward. We don't have any hand cannons this time. Kill him with the bomb. Let's just snipe this onager. And okay, nice. But we lost a lot of our expos. Down to 35. And yeah, it looks like blues kept up the steam. It's gonna be really hard for green to push back now, unless you had some halbs. I think some halbs would do great here. You got 67 camels. That's all blue has, other than Treb's army. And yeah, now these bomber cannons are undefended. They're gonna die. That is quite expensive. That's about what's the quick math on that? It's like 1,000 res or something. Each one is 225 gold, 225 wood. I like these nice little walls here. You gotta funnel your enemy in towards the fire range of your castle. As a Persian player, you could get. It's pretty expensive at this point, but you could get citadels. Would be nice defensive feature. Although it's not gonna matter against this. Right? You need some bomber cannons. You need some maybe even hussars or something to push this back. And OrangeMamba has pushed back this push. And blue could even push forward here and kill these vills. Start killing some of this production. Hey, if you look at the eco difference, just kind of not a gold for green here. This castle goes down, leaves things vulnerable. That unfortunately looks like no cannon galleon for either player. I think green could make some cannon galleons and kill all this, right? But at this point in a hybrid game, you just kind of forget what's going on in water. At least that's how it is for me. We do have these 2 docks, so you could use those. I mean, blue has no water present at this point, so if you thought of that, that could be something. This is a huge push. Look at there's a lot of camels here. It's very threatening for green. We don't really have an army mass to defend against this. We have the cannons to kill the traps, but camels are gonna kill it before it gets much done. And now we're streaming in audience single file, and unfortunately I don't think we're going to be able to make it happen.
آماده.
Yeah, all these traps here defend in the back. You can kill this tower. Kill the tower, kill the castle. And yeah, as you know, as green here, you're under a lot of heat. You want to collect all your army in the back so they don't keep dying, being sent off to their death. You want some cannons to kill these traps. And you don't want to send the hand cannons over here. Some good walls to keep out these camels, though. Very nice. Otherwise, they would come in and... Oh, is there a hole? Oh, unfortunately, it's possible you aren't able to full wall to the water. I'm not sure. That could be the problem here. And it looks like, after all that pressure, OrangeMamba did very well to defend themselves. And again, camels keep raiding for green here. Or sorry, for blue. Keep raiding green from blue. I don't know. I mean, at this point, right, you're kind of in... This is all of WaterMullins' eco, so I don't really have too much to defend against at this point. Rally point is over here. All these units being sent to their deaths. There's a lot of camels in your face. 77 camels out in the field. Pop cap for OrangeMamba. We're at 100 pops for green. Looking pretty nasty for green here. And yeah, the GG is called. GG. Well played to both of these players here. Yeah, 300 camels, 246 crossbows. That was a great game, great set from both of these players. I'm glad I was able to cast it. I hope my mic was okay on the volume. It's quite awful in general. I usually probably have to get a new one. Anyway. So, regarding this game, yeah, I mean, green did a great job to keep the pressure on with the sort of trash bows and the hand cannoneers and kept pushing back blue. But blue, OrangeMamba, did a great job to slow down the push, make sure they had time to breathe, and they were able to, expand over here, keep themselves safe, and eventually push back here, back home for green, where green didn't have anything to defend against. If I'd say, like, anything, either player could have gone for cannon gallons at some point. You see, there's still a lot here reachable from the coast. And there's no water presence from either player. So you could consider getting some cannon galleons. It would be an interesting play. Right, so something about that is a little more safe than your land army being sent forward, because if the enemy doesn't have a water presence, they can't really do anything against it. But really, I would say for green, you keep seeing camels from Hindustanis. They could go into hand cannoneer, but until that happens, I probably think, just make some halb. I mean, they invested all the way into Imperial Camel. So make some halb. You'll be able to push this back. Could also, think about, if you're looking at the map, you want to think about where is the other gold. This is here. You want to, maybe just drop an outpost or something. Keep an eye on things over here. There are a lot of times that one player could have gone for the other flank and push in. But, all these things, right? This is all in hindsight. Hard to say. It's really hard to know that in the game. And, I mean, great job from Blue, from OrangeMamba, right? Because for a long time, their score looked terrible. At least for me, when I get that point of the game, I'm not really looking at the score. But it looked like things were over. But really, Blue held on for so long that they had a pretty good big eco lead, and so they were fine. You even see this. Green was going to get these relics, but Blue got there first. Anyway, so great job from both players. Well played to both. GG's to all, and congrats to OrangeMamba. And that is all for me, folks. I hope you enjoyed.